Hi, I'm Julie with Dragonfly Awakening of Colorado, and today we'll be talking about using pendulum dowsing to change limiting beliefs. What you believe is so incredibly important because your beliefs help shape your entire life. People who believe in themselves and have high self-esteem tend to take more opportunities, recover faster from setbacks, and create lives that feel aligned with their dreams. On the other hand, people held back by limiting beliefs often second guess themselves, play small, and miss out on experiences that could have brought them joy, growth, and abundance. But the good news is that those beliefs aren't set in stone. They can be changed. And they're only true because you give them your power of belief. Maybe you feel stuck, like no matter what you do, you just can't seem to move forward in life. I don't think I've ever known anyone who didn't feel this way at some point in their life. But the truth is, you're never really stuck. Chances are that on some level, you know exactly how to move forward. But you're either afraid of making the move, or you don't believe that you can do it, or maybe you have doubts that there will be any benefit to moving forward in that way. Maybe you struggle with low self-esteem, self-worth, or get caught in a spiral of negative thoughts that feel impossible to stop. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. So many people face these same challenges. Pendulum dowsing can help with this, and it can actually help more than you might think. Today I'm going to walk you through a process using your pendulum that may seem a little involved, but it's extremely effective. We'll go step by step through three main parts. First, identifying your limiting beliefs. Second, clearing those beliefs. And third, strengthening new, empowering beliefs that support the life you want to create. And if you haven't seen it yet, be sure to check out my video called Change Your Mind, Change Your Life. That video will show you some other effective methods to shift your beliefs in order to shape the reality you prefer. Also, please check out Pendulum Dowsing for Beginners if you haven't already, as that will give you a good basis for the work in this video. You don't need to be an expert dowser to follow the process I'll be teaching you today. But you do need to be able to get clear and consistent yes and no answers using your pendulum for this to be as helpful as it can be for you. If you're not quite there yet, I'd encourage you to get in some practice before you try this. Before we start, I just want to mention that this is a very helpful tool for self-exploration. It is not a substitute for therapy, and I always encourage people to seek professional support if they're working through trauma or mental health concerns. For this process, you'll need to have your pendulum, some paper, and something to write with in case ideas come up that you need to jot down. Also, in the description, I've included a link to a worksheet that will help guide you through this process, so be sure to download that. All right, let's get to it. Step 1, pick your theme. Pick a theme you're struggling with in life. Maybe you live paycheck to paycheck and can never seem to get out of debt. Maybe you think you're not creative, talented, or smart enough to do something you've always wanted to do. Maybe you're just rarely happy or don't believe you deserve to be happy. If you're watching this, chances are you already have a theme in mind. The next step is to gather your affirmations. You're going to make or find a list of affirmations that align with your theme. Affirmations are a great starting point for work like this because they often reflect the beliefs you need to hold in order to receive what you want. Affirmations can be fairly easy to make up for yourself if you follow some simple rules. I might do a separate video at some point on how to write effective affirmations, but honestly, you don't really need to do that right now. If I can't think of at least 10 appropriate affirmations for a certain theme I'm working on, I'll just go Google a list. I'll type in something like wealth affirmations or attracting love affirmations. It might sound like a lazy way, but there are tons of sites with affirmations posted that you wouldn't even think to use. And why reinvent the wheel if there's already a ton of stuff out there? So I recommend that method over spending the time coming up with your own list, especially if you're not really accustomed to using affirmations. You just want to make sure that the affirmations you use represent statements you prefer to believe. So, for example, a big one for a lot of people is money. And money issues aren't just about money. This is not a purely materialistic or shallow subject to focus on. If money is your main concern, don't be ashamed of that. You have an opportunity here to heal something inside of yourself that is currently blocking your ability to enjoy a life of security and ease, the life that you deserve. I've heard it said before, and it's very true, that money issues are about value and security. You're not going to receive anything you feel unworthy of. And if you don't trust that your needs will be met, the universe will read that as pushback and you'll get breadcrumbs at most. So if you're struggling with money issues, you won't just focus on affirmations like, I always have enough money, or I am a money magnet. Those are good affirmations, but it's unlikely that they'll cover everything that you need them to cover. Remember that money is energy just like anything else. Money is attracted to things or people that have value. And whether something or someone has value is just a perception, a belief. Money is not attracted to fear or lack. So I'll tell you some really good money affirmations now, but I'll also put a longer list of money affirmations in the description. Here are my top 8. I am worthy of abundance in all forms. I am valuable beyond measure. Money flows to me freely and easily from sources known and unknown. I am a money magnet. I trust that my needs are always met. Prosperity is my birthright. I feel secure and supported by the flow of money in my life. I am safe in the knowledge that money is always there for me when I need it. Okay, those are my top 8. If you want more, they will be in the description. All of these will be in the description. Next step is to calibrate your pendulum. So now you're going to do your pendulum calibration with a few modifications. If you don't know what I mean by calibration, I'll do a quick demo of it, but to gain a better understanding, go ahead and watch my pendulum dowsing for beginners video, linked in the description. Take a few deep breaths and ground yourself, and then set the intention for what kinds of questions you'll be asking. In this case, we're trying to identify limiting beliefs surrounding money. Ask to speak with both your subconscious mind and your spirit guides. We're going to be speaking with both this time, but they will have different roles to play. Ask that the subconscious mind answer true or false to indicate whether you actually believe the affirmations that you're speaking. Asking these questions of your subconscious mind can be incredibly effective because it allows you to cut straight past conscious wishful thinking and find out what's actually programmed at a deeper level. You might think that you really believe something, but your subconscious might tell a different story. Ask that your spirit guides clear any limiting beliefs that come up in this session and strengthen the belief of the affirmation within you. I'll show you how this works in a second. Ask, please show me a yes or true response. And then ask, please show me a no or false response. And then ask, please show me a maybe or in progress response. Okay, so I'll demonstrate the calibration process. The first thing you do is take a few deep breaths, get yourself grounded, Clear your mind. You want to get to a place where you're okay with any answer that comes through. Doesn't matter what it is. Okay? You just need to be open to whatever answers that come through. And the next part is you set the intention for the type of questions that you're going to ask. So in this case, my example is going to be the money thing. So I'm going to be asking questions about money and speaking money affirmations. So that is my intention. Okay. The next thing is you call people in. So I'm calling in my subconscious mind and my spirit guides to please be with me here today to answer these questions. I'm asking my subconscious mind to answer true if I say an affirmation that I actually do believe on a deep level. And I'm asking my subconscious mind to say false, swing false, if I say an affirmation that I don't actually believe. Okay. Now my spirit guides are playing a different role. I'm going to ask my spirit guides to clear all the limiting beliefs that come up. And I'm going to ask them to strengthen all of the preferred beliefs, strengthen the belief of the affirmation that I'm saying, in other words. Okay. Okay, now that I've got all that settled, everybody has their role, everybody knows what they're doing. And so I'm going to ask, please show me a yes or true answer. Yes. And you don't need to, by the way, you don't need to hold your pendulum up this high. I'm only doing that to be on camera. You actually want to have it kind of relaxed and to your side like this, but I'm just holding it up like this so you can see. So, showed me my true my true or yes response is clockwise. Okay. Please show me a no or false response. And that's counterclockwise. And please show me a maybe or in progress response. For me, that's always up and down. Your responses could be different, and that's fine. You just need to ask and make sure that you know what you're looking for when you're asking these questions. Okay. Okay, the next step is to test, clear, and strengthen beliefs. So now that you have your responses programmed, you can start reciting your affirmations. For your first time, I'd probably choose somewhere between 5 to 10 affirmations, but no more than 10. You don't want to use more than 10. You don't want to stress yourself out or get frustrated with this process. So remember to take it easy on yourself and start with a small list. Once you feel you've done your work on the first group, you can move on to the next group of affirmations at another time. So if money is your theme, you can say, I am a money magnet. Your subconscious will tell you if this is really a belief that you hold by swinging in the true direction. If it swings false, you have some beliefs to clean up around it. So you can ask, please clear all limiting beliefs I have that prevent me from truly believing that I am a money magnet. Your spirit guides have been prepped to do this work. Your pendulum will start swinging, and it might swing for a while. When it stops swinging, that means the limiting beliefs have been cleared. Ask, please strengthen the belief in me that I am a money magnet. The pendulum will start swinging again. Move on to the next affirmation once it's done swinging. Now, if you say the affirmation and it swings in the maybe or in progress direction, it's likely that you're almost there and just need to clear and strengthen the same way that you would if you got a false response. Okay, so I'll do a quick demonstration on that part as well. So, if I'm going to ask the affirmation, I am a money magnet. It's swinging false, so that means I have some stuff to clean up. So I'm going to ask, please clear all limiting beliefs that I have that prevent me from believing that I am a money magnet. Okay. For me, this swings clockwise. I've kind of programmed it that way for reasons that I'll mention later. For you, it might swing counterclockwise. Generally, when you're releasing or clearing something, it will swing counterclockwise. It doesn't have to. Okay. And then it stops swinging. When it stops swinging, then you know that part is done. So now I'm going to ask, please strengthen the belief in me that I am a money magnet. You want to breathe during this part, open up to any energy that's coming in. I normally feel a flood of energy come through my crown and kind of make its way down my body, into my feet and into the ground, grounding the energy. If you don't feel anything, that's okay. That might just come with time, or it might be different for you. Everybody's different, so just keep that in mind. Okay, it's done swinging, so that's your demonstration. Okay, so now we want to reinforce new beliefs. With some of these affirmations, what we already did might be all that you need to do. Changing beliefs doesn't have to be difficult. We're just trained to believe that things have to be difficult. But if you've been living with certain limiting beliefs for a long time, sometimes those patterns need a little extra work. They might flip-flop back and forth, and it might just take some discipline on your part to get the preferred belief ingrained. So once you're done reciting all your affirmations, clearing them and strengthening them, go back to the beginning of the list and see what the responses are now. If any of them still give you a false swing, ask, do I need to know more about why I don't believe this affirmation? If it swings no, just clear the underlying limiting beliefs and strengthen the preferred belief again. If it swings yes, this is where the deeper work comes in. There's probably a deep belief somewhere in there that you just need to do some pondering to find. So for our example of money, again, think of money as the energy of value and security. How valuable do you feel? Do you believe that you have value in this world, that your gifts and talents are valuable to other people? Do you feel worthy of receiving what you desire? Do you feel the need to control circumstances in your life because you don't feel safe? Whatever the affirmation is that still gives you a false response will trigger an internal conversation. So douse any questions that come to mind. But remember, you don't need to douse every single one right now. Just follow your curiosity and take it one layer at a time. You can always write down any questions you're not able to get to in one session. So for example, and this is just a fabricated example, so you know where to go with this, I can ask, do I believe I have value? No. Do I need to know more? Yes. I wonder why I believe that I don't have value. Maybe it's something to do with my upbringing. Maybe it's some kind of leftovers from when I was bullied in school. Maybe that's it. Did I develop a belief that I have no value when I was bullied in school? Yes. Is that at the root of this belief that I have no value? Yes. Do I need to know more? No. Okay. Spirit guides, let's just clear that belief for me. Okay. And strengthen the belief that I have value. I feel like I may have cleared that for somebody here because I was not bullied in school. But that fabrication might have come because of somebody who's watching this video. So that's interesting. Okay. If you're new to this, you might not feel any different at first, but the more you do it, the more you'll feel subtle shifts in your energy. Some others you can ask are, Do I feel supported by the universe? Do I feel safe? Do I believe that I deserve to have all my needs met? Do I believe that my needs matter just as much as anyone else's? If not, why not? These are some underlying beliefs to clean up. Then ask your guides to strengthen these beliefs within you. It's also a good idea to write down all these additional questions that come up for dowsing so that you'll have that information available to you in case that belief comes up for clearing again. The next step is to dig deeper when needed. I already kind of touched on this, but if a belief is particularly stubborn and won't solidify in you, even though you really want to believe it, that is your soul calling you to find the root, to sort through the muck and find out why this is so hard for you to believe. This is shadow work. This is where you really go down the rabbit hole to identify things you're doing or believing that make you get in your own way. For instance, maybe you did something bad 10 years ago, 20 years ago that you still feel guilty about, and you're accepting beliefs that you're undeserving as some kind of punishment. And here I just want to say, please don't beat yourself up for believing painful or unhelpful things about yourself. That's like punishing yourself twice. Instead, try saying, I understand why I believe this, and it's okay that I believe this. But now I'm working on believing something better and more helpful. That simple shift can help you bring compassion into the healing process instead of adding more shame to it. It is going to be much more helpful to acknowledge and integrate these beliefs than if you were to just try batting them away and asking them not to exist. If you made a mistake, it's important for you to know that that doesn't make you unworthy. Every single adult human on this planet has made mistakes. I don't care who they are or what side of themselves they show you. They've made some real whoppers. We all have. So do yourself and everyone in your life a favor. Clean up these beliefs. You deserve good things. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to have all you need. It may sound like an unpleasant journey, but really being honest with yourself and the inevitable breakthrough that follows can be very exciting and rewarding. So for example, let's say I got a persistent false for I trust that my needs are always met. Okay, why don't I trust that? Then I can ask, do I believe that resources are limited? That there's not enough to go around? That anything I have could be taken away at any moment? That I don't deserve to have my needs met? The list goes on and on for what beliefs could be underneath this lack of trust. Douse all of the questions that come to mind, and if you get a yes to any of these lackful beliefs, be sure to clear them and ask that the preferred belief be strengthened. The next step is repetition. You might find that some beliefs are easy to correct and some will just be very stubborn. You won't fix it all in one session. In fact, you may find yourself following this process pretty regularly. If you have limiting beliefs that just won't let go, try doing some journaling on the subject to identify where you might be getting stuck. Also remember, a belief is often just a thought that you've kept thinking so many times that it's a part of you now. For the particularly stubborn beliefs, I highly recommend using a mala and repeating the affirmation 108 times at least once a day. You don't have to do it on a whole bunch of affirmations, just pick one or two that resonate with you most. And if you want to know what a mala is, watch my video, Change Your Mind, Change Your Life, for a demo of this process. The next step is release with gratitude. Once you're done with the session, say thank you to your subconscious and spirit guides for the powerful work they have done on your belief system. Release them with deep gratitude. You can do this as many times as you want. The point of affirmations is repetition to the result of believing something so wholeheartedly that you really experience the emotion of that truth. This is the real work of reprogramming your mind to help you create the life of your dreams, so don't give up. You deserve the best that life has to offer. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments. And don't forget that there's a worksheet available for download that will help you through this process, and that's linked in the description. We also have pendulums available for purchase if you'd like one, and that link is also in the description. And we talked a lot about a lot of things today, so if you feel that you need help going through this process, go ahead and visit dragonflyawakening.com to schedule a one-on-one session with me. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel, and happy dowsing! See you later.